Probably let me just start straight away. I think we've been sorry for a bit of delay here and there, but I think we have already caught up. Thank you so much, Mary, for coming in, and the other team that are already with us. Thank you guys who have managed to come in. I know it was going to be a bit of hard, given that there are so many other calls that are going around on webinar calls. I'm happy we have set the pace, and this is what I always pray, that may God help us so that we set the pace. And you know, when we set the pace, it means therefore that anybody else that comes in the arena must, of course, accept that we have shown the way, we have set the pace, and therefore we are going to work together to help this continue. So thank you so much. I think today, let me just go straight and get the video on so that we are all together in this. Probably, yeah, so yeah, we've been doing a lot, quite a lot underground, especially in terms of preparation on how we can scale up what we are having today. We are very happy that we have a lot of efforts also going around about how this would be done. One of them is just starting probably in 30 minutes. We didn't want to turn off, to switch off, or rather to suspend this meeting for that meeting, because apparently it is organized by KICD, and probably most of the trainers are particularly teachers who are going to train others along the way. That is what my okay. I think there was let me keep on working on this until it comes out great. So even if I was to change back to that same microphone, I think I'll be able to get things to this. Great, guys. So what I'm saying is that we have to continue with this wonderful session, because we are not going to stop it, because there are people who already, like I'm seeing around 50 guys have already signed in, and most of these guys, some of them are from Rwanda, some of them from Uganda. So ours is more of international, and therefore we're not going to put it off now that everybody else was also looking forward to check on what else we are going to do. So this is my plea again, kindly. Thank you so much for joining, and we are going to move on. Today we want to talk about teacher tech tips for remote teaching. What are some of the tools that we're going to give you as tips that can help you, can allow you to be able to do the para teaching? We know there are so many other programs around, and this is what we were praying for, so that many other people should come up. We are very happy that we have inspired so many of us and so many of you guys, and it's very good that we are doing amazing. So great. Let me just take you straight. In this aspect of I think last time in our last session we were talking more of interactive content. And if I just can do a very brief recap on that, we managed to talk about, let me just get you the screen so that we pick it from where we left. Remember, again, I still want us to work more with this particular. We are going to put it very soon to launch this wonderful school of ours and ensure, because already at least we are happy that the content being created inside are being done by teachers and for students, and we don't want to let it go. We are going to work on the quality. We are going to work on everything in terms of the way things are done. All these things we are going to work, and whatever thing we are doing right now is just to equip you and to empower you with the skill, so that when you get to start using such an online platform, then you are not getting stuck somewhere. You have so many options in your hand, and you are able to make choices based on those options. and you're not limited to ideas. Let me just log in. Of course, we say always have a login. I know there are those who have login. If you have logins, we can always log in. But if you don't, we can always, you can just follow with me and then we move. Right. I think, yeah, I keep losing the whatever. So as I said, there are so many other maybe initiatives going around, and that is, for me, I'm very happy because at least we managed to inspire people. We've also managed to set the pace, and this setting of the pace has really helped us move to the next level. And we are happy that many other people are also coming on board, and the government is doing everything. We are ready to support every other thing that they're working on. So in this particular platform, we say, if you go to maybe the classes, and remember we had probably Form 1, I think mostly Form 1 is what is currently ready, and I think, I don't know whether we can have, I don't know what Teacher Michael has done here, so we can be able to borrow. Yes, you can see there are so many lessons. You see now, if a student comes in, this is what the student is going to get. One, you can see introduction to geography, and there's something. And here again, the Earth and the solar system. By the end of the course or this lesson, you will be able to, one, define solar system, explain the origin of the Earth, and whatever. So you can see here we have an interactive. Remember, we were talking about interactive content. And if, for instance, you are a student, let me look at whether you become a student, and let me switch role. And as a student, what will a student see here? A student from 1 will come to this part, you see, and it is well organized. First, there is this, our solar system, then there's a lesson, and then there's an interactive content here, H5P, the one we were talking about yesterday, and then there's a lesson. So let me see what the H5P is all about. And you can see the interactivity begin. This is basically like a PowerPoint. So our solar system, and maybe the next is that, and then you can see all this. It is more of a PowerPoint presentation, and you can see the PowerPoint presentation all through up to the end. And I don't know whether maybe he didn't manage to put some probably questions around, because we say the good thing about this interactivity is it enables formal, what they call it, maybe formative assessment. You continue to assess as you teach. You are able to find out what the learners are getting as the learning is going on. And I think that is also one thing that we really need to work on, probably. Let me keep checking and to ensure that we have enough sound and things like that. Yes, Omweli from Eldoret. And Omweli, is it Omweli from Eldoret? The other time, was it Omweli from Kisumu? I keep confusing, but that is good. So you can see what we are doing, and what teachers are also equally trying to achieve. This is where we are headed to, guys, and we are ready to support anybody who wants to do anything around this. So as we've said, if you can remember, yes, the geography lesson, that's what we were looking at. And as a teacher, as a student, you can be able to see this is now the content, and you can be able to move. I want to go to this lesson. I want to go to the lesson on weather. I want to choose this lesson. And you are learning, and the students are able to learn all through, and they're able to get questions and answers forum. So they are in the questions and answers forum. What do we have here? Questions and answers. In order to see this question, you must first post your answer. So ask a teacher a question. So there's more questions yet in this forum. And of course, we want to see if this could really be able to work in our scenario. Great, but we'll find out. We can also reset some of these settings. I think maybe it is good that we are doing amazing in terms of what we are having here. And apparently, you can see there's a lot of progress, guys. There's a lot of progress, and we are going to go. We are going nowhere backward. we have to keep moving and get these things. I don't know whether the English teachers have done something so far. The English teachers have done something on nouns, verbs, but again, we are going to work on this and ensure every other content is working so well. In the other categories, also we found teachers working, probably from the diploma section. I don't know whether we have, okay, in the revision papers, do we have anything here? Let me just check whether we have something in the revision papers so that we see what our teachers, maybe Kiswahili what? Yeah. And you can see there's a lot because you see, like now here, a teacher has put in these are KCPE test papers, jaribio la kwanza, jaribio la pili, jaribio la tatu, and students can just come and just click on one, and they're able to attempt this quiz now. And you can see it is just wonderful what teachers are already doing. This is just the same what we're calling the ZIT comprehension of the closed text, and you see students are able to fill in this closed text, and it is amazing. Okay, this is what we are looking at, and probably maybe more testing will have to be done to be able to correct some of this in terms of the quality. We'll be able to see, and then a student is able to, at the end of the work, because we are trying to avoid a scenario where we have one question coming and another question coming. That is very normal in most cases. But in our case, we want to have a situation where this is just a formal sort of like a format that replicates the examination scenario format. That is what we are actually working around to be able to get here. Sorry for that. A bit of coughing. Nowadays, it is almost a crime to cough. As students are probably moving back to class, we're hoping all this will be in place. So you can see this is just particularly that's just one exam paper, and we don't want a situation where they are clicking next, because some students have a problem with clicking next. But if at all we put for them like this, when it is all in the same kind of page or same paper, then they are able to do, and then finally they are able to submit down here. They finish their term and submit, and finally it's graded straight away. These ones don't even require the teachers. They'll just grade, and then the revision they'll be given as an opportunity to revise based on their marks, and then they will not be able to get to. I can see, for example, if they were to get to other questions like this, jaribio la kwanza, jaribio la pili, jaribio la tatu. So you see, and I think there's some kind of restrictions that will be put so that they can't go to test 2 before finishing test 1. And test 3 also depends on finishing test 2, like that, so that we are tracking the way they are moving. And all this you have seen now, teachers are doing amazing, guys. So if you have a class 8, you have a form 4, we are working to ensure they start at least having something, because you have seen they are more of a priority to everybody, because we don't want them to miss out. They don't have that time that probably others may or maybe we can say are having, or that probably, and this one has nothing, but we can be able to get other things. So I think that is good, because I really needed to dedicate time just to do a recap on what we had done. So today, basically, if you missed this part of interactive content, kindly, we say you can learn more in this particular website that I think I shared with you guys. And although it's not, I can say that is enough, but your creativity is what makes it even better, because your creativity is paramount in this particular case. I gave you a website called H5P. If you just type H5P, you can go and get examples and downloads at the examples and downloads section, you can see the several examples that are available in this particular space. And the examples that we are talking about here include interactive video, course presentation, and we gave you a scenario where you can use the video so that you don't just allow students to watch the video all through. Let them actually be stopped at every particular junction and they are queried. You do formative assessment as they move on. You really try to get out whether they're really getting something or not. The audio recorder. Let us hear your voice. Teachers, let us start seeing this kind of content coming. Drag and drop kind of thing. And I think most of these are for everybody. For younger kids, they love the dragging and dropping. And maybe finding words, flashcards. If you want to put now games onto whatever. If you're doing geography, you want to do image hotspot, you are able to get this. So I think maybe this is quite in order to just do a recap on what we did. Now let us just see what happens today, and probably for today we are talking about the tech tips. Some of the technology tips or tools which are outside there, the tools that we are thinking we would want to work with. And I'm going just to select a few. I've said there are many, and because of time we may not be able to do so much of all of them. But ours is just to bring them on board and in fact bringing at least give you some maybe a bit of introduction to some, and then allow you to keep looking for more. And then this type of tactic, of course, we've talked about so many, and we're going to pick. You can see there are so many, and we are not going to really add esteem. Yes, it is because it's a bit small. So I think I have not worked on the font. So I'm going to. I think I've now increased, so you can be able to see. Perfectly good. So we are saying in terms of teacher, these tech tips, I don't know whether now it's clear. Definitely it's clear now. I can be able to see from here. So we have this tool called CK12. If you go to a link, which is ck12.org, and let me just click the link and see if I can be able to open it. Maybe let me just open it in another tool so that we are able to get it properly. Let me get it here. I think this is a better tool for now. I'll put it here so that at least as tools come, we are able to get them. We are not going to waste a lot of time. So we say, I think, let me just get this so that we some of the tools that we'll be working on shortly, and then we can now deal with the tool we said CK12. So if you go to ck12.org, ck12.org, this is what I'm calling like ck12.org. This is it. So in ck12.org, okay, right, perfect. How to use content on H5P. Somebody is asking. I'm just going to be helping you that straight away. So we are saying this is the smart way to learn all these subjects. So all the subjects are also included in the CK12. So this is a tool you can always look at, and you can always go to your particular tool subject and find out specifically what you can be able to do within this particular space. And all subjects, you can see all subjects from grade 1 to 5 for math, science, social studies, and even in the college session, we're having the college algebra, college all this, and stuff. I'm thinking in terms of languages, we can also be seeing others. So, or maybe if you want, you're teaching photography or technology, generally you'll be able to get a lot of content here. So kindly have a look at them. The curriculum may not really be as relevant to ours, but as a teacher, you have capability of just picking an area and use it in your situation or in your lesson, in the learning lesson. Then we have, for those doing vocabulary, we have vocabulary.com, and Then let me also get those ones. Again, we can always check because we don't want to make others. Vocabulary.com, vocabulary.com is here. I think I didn't write it well. I guess that is, I think let me just pick the link so that I get you the right link, because that link is broken. Probably let me get you the link of vocabulary.com. Maybe I'll be doing that shortly. I think it's cutting. Now let me get you this other one we are talking about, which is learning objective generator. I think we did learning. If you have a problem probably with appropriate learning objective, then here is where you get to learn more about learning objective builder, learning objective generator, and this generator, we all these links. Let me just share the links. I'll be sharing the links on the the generator. I guess this is the link. Let me share it in the chat session. Yes, so it's called Easy Generator. So I'm just sharing that in the chat session here. So if you go to that, you will be able to get that what I've just shown you, called Learning Objective Generator. If you are there, guys, those who are following, maybe with me, you can always follow and see how do you generate learning objectives. So as usual, we say create learning objective. So you can just go straight there. Of course, it's always good to log in and have part of it. But again, it's free, and it's logging in will just enable you to be able to create more content for next time use, so that next time you don't have to start all over afresh, because at least all the work you've done is being used. So maybe who are your audience? Who is the learner? Probably you start maybe by saying maybe it is an engineer, an associate, intermediate, beginner, and stuff like that. Or maybe who is this learner we are talking about? You are creating who will be able to learn. So say the learner probably maybe let me just, yes, if I type here learner, it can be the client. The learner will be able, you can see up here. Let me just bring this a bit closer so that you're able to see. Already as you're speaking, the learning objective is being constructed. The learner will be able to. So, of course, that is the learner. Next, of course, you can write this, but now, because sometimes the reason why this tool is very important is because sometimes you find yourself in a situation where you are lacking the right verbs. Because remember, this is where we are having a problem. Maybe you want to test remembering. What kind of verbs should you use for remembering? And there they are. Arrange, define, describe, duplicate, identify, label, list, mark, memorize, name, and all this. So this is why I'm saying this tool is good. We are aware that already you are working, probably the screen becomes a bit blurry, but we are going to ensure. I think the internet is a bit slow. The network is a bit slow, guys. So the screen keeps, but it will be improving with time as we go on. But I'm just hoping you'll be able to see something here. What you're saying is you are getting the correct verbs to use in your learning objective. In case you want, and remember it's based on Bloom's taxonomy. We have always done Bloom's taxonomy in our learning, in our training, okay? Okay, good. Another one that we need to work on is understanding. So when we talk about understanding, okay, understanding, when you so students will be able to classify maybe what, then you can add even or and plus something, and maybe to do something, so you can see. You want them to create. So, and you can even add your own verb if you want. And that's why logging in and being registering is very important. And remember, it is just for free, and you're able to do all this at this particular level. So once you are done with that, then you can now click on the goal and put in the task that you want to do. For example, what the task has to do. Probably you say to classify animals, and maybe depending on behavior. Okay, now that is the goal, and how is the next? How do we do that? Probably using particular 1 or 2, 3 without mentoring or without doing what or without how to classify animals depending on their behavior. I think this solution is maybe without doing something, because again, you can always put something here. There's a lot here. The reason why I put without maybe referring to the manual like that. For example, maybe you've given them some reference material. Are they able to do this without? So already now we have our learning management, we have our objective, learning objective already created. The learner will be able to classify animals maybe in categories depending on the behavior, without referring to the manual. I think maybe I need to get to change all that. We can always go back and try and change, because at least we didn't put it well. So you can always try as much as possible to get a lot from these two. Learning objective. Those who are creating learning objectives are doing great, fine. My friend is talking about Kolibri here, and I want to talk about Kolibri. Kolibri and Rachel, they are almost the same, because Rachel is like remote, whatever. What we find, which I think the Ministry of Education had talked about that content at some point, and particularly you will find in Kolibri, what I have a problem with, I think I don't really have a problem with Kolibri. I don't have a problem with some of this free content online. What the ministry keeps insisting, and of course the KIC keeps insisting, is the relevance to our own situation. And then number two, I always, I don't know, I'm a bit worried that whenever these people start working on those content, they leave us out. And when they leave the teacher out, it becomes very, very bad. Because, for example, you're talking about Kolibri, because it is meant to be there offline and all like that, open source. Yes, this is Kolibri. We are aware, we know what it is. And then even if the other one is called Rachel, which also has all this, they talk about all this. These are some of the content which are there. And you can find all tools to talk about, even CK12 is here. So you don't need to go to Kolibri to get CK12. You can just go online, pick it and use it. And then the bad thing which we have in here, if you look at even the Kiswahili version of Khan Academy, you'll find it is not at all working. In fact, sometimes, because Khan is a friend of ours and one of our partners, we had to really give our comment on the content of Kiswahili, because it is not relevant at all, and it's not well done, because in what they have done, they have taken the videos as they are, and then they just dubbed or rather recorded the audio to run along. So you can see the video is showing the picture of heart in English, and then somebody is just writing, somebody just speaking from background, and therefore it doesn't work. And sometimes even giving wrong kind of, maybe irrelevant, not wrong, but irrelevant content. Remember, as a teacher, we know that learning happens with experience. And therefore, that experience, how do we create that experience? This is where we're having a problem with some of this content. And the ministry has stated very clearly that some of this content, especially KICD, that's why KICD is very, very strong and very observant in ensuring that the kind of content we are giving to the learners should be very relevant to their own environment, because we are better. You should not compare us with others when you're doing. We can learn with the world, not about the world. And then teachers should be empowered to also create content. I'm not very sure whether there are teachers' content in this particular platform. I mean, teachers, like when talk about teachers, the local teachers, the target teachers, even you who is using it. I don't know whether your content is here. You're basically using a content that has been created on a different environment. It works very well in that environment. The assumption that they usually have is they think when they put it in Africa or translate a few things to Africa, then it will become Africa. Or if they bring it over, they think they're really helping. Sometimes it's good, they're really doing a lot of things. But the help should really, there's a lot of quality that needs to be added on this. I'm not denying it's good. There's another one also, again, it's also offline. It's called Rachel, I think, my child, probably educational. I've installed this in most of my spaces. I think, is it Rachel? Yes, even the Rachel Pi here that delivers education worldwide. You know, it's a very good tool. The Rachel is here. Rachel, you can always probably get this. Yes, I think I've worked on this several. It's in all my projects. I think some of my projects when I was consulting at the UN were based on Rachel and Kolibri, and all this. What we were insisting on is to ensure that learners are getting content that is fast, relevant. True, we should not assume that because they lack, they don't have anything, then anything else given to them can really help them learn. I mean, that's a bad assumption. Because all these things are put with the idea that, you know, these people in the remote area, they don't have access to any learning material. So we are putting up this together and giving these people this online material so that they are able to get it without the internet. And you know, remember, the NGO world, the way they can coin very wonderful terms and words that really feel the impact. But the idea, having worked with these tools myself, because I've installed them, I've even customized some of them to include teachers' work. The teachers whom I train, they have tried to work on this. We have already worked on that. We've even gotten a lot of feedback from the Ministry of Education and added to this. And let me tell you, the people who own these things, they don't like those kind of inputs because they want to be the ones seen helping humanity. And that is the most unfortunate thing. And I'm not against it. I'm not really talking bad, but I'm saying let us go to this kind of content with a lot of caution. Go there, for example, if you go to CK12, which we have here, I would say, you want to go to grade 1 to 5. Let the teacher have the power. My belief is the solution is with the teacher, not with the content at all. This content means nothing to a learner without a teacher. So if you see this is quite relevant, pick what is relevant, like if at all this is what is relevant, and then use it. I will get you to a tool that, remember we were talking about, probably a tool like the PhET here, okay? PhET is a simulation. For example, I want to deal with probably physics. Remember when you talk about or chemistry or math. So if you get to physics, and in physics here, we have probably in physics now we say probably we have maybe something like, remember I think I even used this of maybe bending light. This is the simulation I want to use. Instead of sending students to PhET, what we try to discourage, do not send them to PhET. What you need to do, go to PhET, look for the kind of thing that is relevant to what you want them to learn, and then I can either embed it or download it. Not everything that is coming as a package. Okay, so it is good to be able to see this. So if, for example, I'm a bit bringing it a bit closer. like that. So you see, this is what you want, and you really want to have students maybe fed. This is also a very nice tool that can be used to be able to get simulations and stuff like that embedded in your learning management space. Remember, everything we are doing is to empower you so that you don't just go online, pick things and share with learners without having learning a learning objective, what you want to get and what you really interested in. So if this is it, and you want to bend light, and therefore maybe it's about bending light and what happens if I put on the light. So you see, I'm switching on the light. This is how the light maybe is working. What about if it is here? Look at the way the light keeps moving, okay? Correct. So you can see what we're talking about. So which material are we having? Light on air. If at all, light on glass. How does the light on glass work? That's how it becomes refracted. Light maybe on in water. It doesn't come out. Light in water just goes straight to where it is. If the light is 90%, that is how it does. Light in glass. So you know you're teaching something as a teacher, and you're able to be able to show all this. So light in the air, that's how light in the air becomes maybe reflected. And if you are certain that this is good enough for you, what can you do? You can, because this is what you need to do. You just have to pick this link and share with the learners. You pick the link and share with the learners. Alternatively, you're liking the whole thing, you can download it and upload it on your learning platform so that you don't just send learners here. They may end up getting to simulations that are relevant to, maybe some which do not work with them. So click on embed, pick this embed, and then get to your learning management or the learning platform. Open that, for example, if it's about maybe from 1 or from 2, from 1 physics, and we want to add something, we want to add maybe an activity in Form 1 physics here, an activity here. So we can always turn on editing and then start adding that activity. And this activity here probably is just majorly, we are talking probably, let us just put maybe something like a label here, because I usually like labels. They are always appearing in the, so that we don't really have to go outside. So this is the label, and in the label we are going to add this PET. Just adding a label, so I can put whatever, and then I can get this, and I just paste that in the HTML part, because it is basically a code, and you can see it is already coming in. So if I now save and return to the course, I'll find that particular tool already here. So let me just turn off, and you can see what we're talking about. In our learning, students are going to be able to get here, and they're only going to get the simulation which we are talking about. So because it is still loading, and probably it's going to come, because yes, it is loading. Yes, so you see it is there, and students are able to do it, and they're learning the same thing, but from your learning management system, not, and again I'm saying not from the side, and not from the side. Let me look at where is that side. You layer side, don't disappear. My side. Oh, it's not there. Okay, good. Yes, not there. Yes, it's here. So you see, this is the code I've just picked. I'm embedding this particular activity in my learning space so that you don't send students all through to go to Kolibri and pick everything in Kolibri. Learning is not taking place there. That is like dumping content. Kolibri content is just like those content that have been dumped. But what about if you want to teach Teaching is different. What we are looking at is teaching. As the same I have told you, there are so many content online. Rachel is here, very good content. I've worked on this. It's a project I worked on at the UN as a consultant, and also I've also tried working on Kolibri. But all in all, you miss the element of teaching. But two, the content is not may not qualify at 100% localization. Why? Because it is targeting everybody all over the world. Therefore, the cultural differences is not taken into consideration. And whatever is called African, there are others who are even trying and say, now we have put there even storybooks from Africa. Then ask them, which storybooks have you put from Africa? And they give you some storybook from South Africa or some storybook from Nigeria, and they tell you this is for class 1 or maybe grade 3, a storybook for Nigeria. But you see, they don't really understand that Africa is not a country. Africa is a continent. And even within Kenya, you can't give a story, a very good story from coast, to somebody who is probably from highland areas or from maybe Rift Valley. A learner there may not really get the relevance of the story. They may not get the jokes correctly. So this is why we want to encourage each and every teacher, wherever they are, to be able to learn some skills so that they are able to make most of these particular things become very relevant to the learner. So don't just run and get them for the sake of it, but let us do this very cautiously. And the KICD, and that's why I love what the KICD and the Ministry of Education keeps doing. They keep saying, look guys, it's not just about the content. Not everybody can just do this. Let us leave this to the teacher, and let us leave this to the specialists who are also trained to be able to localize our curriculum. So I want to give this challenge, the physics teachers, kindly go to bed, get some of these things, add them in your lessons, okay? So that students can be able to come and see how they demonstrate. Even if you were to add notes now, like in this particular simulation, you'll be able to do like this, try this. So this is how light travels in air. This is how light travels in water. If the material is changed, now take your time and see. So you are bringing the laboratory to the learner. And I think maybe this is something that we need to cherish. If you're using the other tools, it's okay. Use them as much as you think they're good. The only thing is ensure, and I keep saying, ensure that the curriculum is not lost, ensure that the learning is not being just maybe ignored. Because if you don't look at the learning, don't look at the content, look at the learning. If you don't look at the learning, then you as a teacher, you are also not getting these things very well, and it may not end so well. So I think maybe that's one of the tools we've talked about. I think we've talked about several tools now. Yes. So how to create learning objectives, we talked about that. Then probably other tools. If you want now, for example, this Pixton. Pixton is a tool for editing photos. Remember, there are so many times you want to get a photo, and when you get a photo, you want to at least edit that photo, put some words in that photo, because some of the time, some of these images, you're not going to get them just as good as you want them to be presented to the learner. You may want to do something, and maybe you don't want to go again up and down. Maybe, for example, if you want to look at for an image of a frog, do you have to take one yourself so that you come and give? For example, let me go to even an online tool like there are many. That's just the same way we shared with you even last week. These are some of the content. This is also a very free content. It's 3D content. But we are saying, as a teacher, you must first of all know what you want. Because if you look at our curriculum and look at the way the scheme is named in our curriculum, it's not the way the naming is being done in this kind of curriculum. And we're not going to force our students to learn that other kind of curriculum. We are going to go by the guidance and regulation of the ministry, because it is important they learn that. Yes, it can be a very good tool. This can be an added thing on top. But what about if I want an image of the scheme and I want to label? because I can come here and say labeled, or maybe let me say labeled image of heart, for example. You see, a labeled image of heart. So let me pick this, for example, as the image I want to talk about. All these images, and you can see others have been over labeled. Maybe at your level you are dealing with Form 2, and Form 2s, they are not supposed to know all the other details inside. For example, if we were to take this image, it's coming. I think the levels are not very clear, but I think with time they're downloading. So if you take this kind of image and compare it with this other kind of image, you find those levels are different. And learners, as a teacher, you don't want to give the learners this. Then you're not looking again. Maybe even in this one, you still want to only teach maybe the upper section. So in this particular lesson, I'll be teaching the upper section. You're looking around, there is no image. You are not a good artist. What do you do? So that is where now you come in, probably now to take image of an heart. Instead of putting the labeled one, you can now search for image of heart and pick one which is not labeled. For example, this one. This one is not labeled. I get it. So once you get one which is not labeled, then you download it. And again, we've said, ensure you have checked on the copyright, because copyright is very important. And how did we remember when we talked about copyright issues? We said the best thing is you go to tools. Let me bring this one very close so that you see. I think we said you can, let me zoom it a bit. We go to tools. Tools is just here. Whenever you check something online, from the search engine, you just pick the tools. When you get to tools, you'll get this particular aspect of either you want the color with color, especially when you're dealing with students who have special needs. You think about the color, you also think about probably other things, and particularly here, we are talking about the, the rights, the usage rights, because it's very important you look at which one are you dealing with, and always go for labeled for reuse. Why labeled for reuse? Because this one, if you take such photos, your school or your institution is safe from, being sealed. I think we're going to do that digital media education very soon. So if you pick on labeled for reuse, then now this will be filtered to only those photos that you're allowed to reuse, and you can pick them as you wish. And it is important you pick them the ones which you are allowed to reuse, so that you don't use the ones you're not allowed to reuse. If this is allowed, then you pick it and start using it. And you can see it's a GIF, okay? It's a GIF. And you can imagine you're even allowed to use that. That is how, and look at the kind of reality that is involved in this. It's a GIF file. Then you can just pick and save image as, it's a GIF file, and probably we'll put it there, GIF file. Then come back to your learning course here. Probably you want it added to maybe Form 1 biology, and probably let us see whether biology, yes. So you come to biology lesson, and I don't know whether, yes, we have something there. Then you turn on editing, and probably in topic 1, maybe you're dealing with the heart. So just come to add, and again, let me just use the label for this so that we don't really get so much into a lot. Then in the label, you can now probably just write the heart, okay. Then give it, maybe this is heading. Then now, here is where you now can upload an image, insert an image. You can browse to where you have. So I think we downloaded this to our whatever here, and create, upload. And remember, we were told reusable. So nobody, even if somebody comes to find this, kind of image in our learning platform, they will not have a question about it. Can add description or put alignment to be auto size and save. Maybe I get it at 70%. Let me just put percent so that at least then I can auto size so that it's 70%. Save. So if I save this and I return to the course, when the learners come to this particular area, they'll be able to see. They're able to see it working. Okay. Once it downloads, you can be able to see the heart pumping. So the learners are getting this right there. That's what we are saying. Empowering the teacher is very important, so that you just don't go for content that is available outside there, but ensure that your content is actually encouraging learning. So you can see the way, because how many times we've been looking for being able to get to teach learners how to, I've over-zoomed this, so you can be able to see that. And probably let me turn on editing, because editing is on. So guys, it is possible, we can do a lot. And you can just, you are teaching. So you see, it is very clean. There is no distraction. The learners have the ability of getting that. So if you want to have photos, sometimes you may not have a ready photo, but a ready image like this, and you want to create your own. So what do you actually have to do? That is where now you come in and use such tools like I've just given you, the one which you're calling Pixology. Where is the Pix? I think, yes. This is an online photo. We call it Pixlab, or something like that. You select a photo, you edit a photo. For example, if I'm to launch this, you'll see I get a photo. Probably I can open a photo, and you can see this is here. Let me just try to zoom. I want to edit a good photo, so I can open a photo. Then definitely, if you want me to probably get one online, or probably load one, if you already have one in the system. Once you load one, because it wants me to sign in, but I would not wish to sign in at the moment. Let me just try editing with this one. Great. You know what? So there are no images in your history. Please open image or upload. I think it's because I've not signed in, but the moment you are able to sign in, you're able to get all this. And probably let me just create new, and then in creating new, maybe what kind of photo, where do you want to use this photo? And these are the questions you're going to get. Where do you want to use the photo? Is a question that you're already having here. Maybe I want it to use for the web. Maybe, and because of the work we want to do, probably it will be for the web. And that will also determine the size that you're going to be able to have. So let's just say full HD, and I click create. So when I click create, I am given a whole editor. So this is a space where I can now put any image I want and do anything with it. So for example, let me get you add image. So when I click add image, so that at least the image, because I've not logged in, I'm getting a lot of trouble, but there's no problem. Let me just close this. So you'll get, this is just like Photoshop. Those people who have used Photoshop, but this is free and it is online. So let me just try, I guess, is it really, because we need to have an image, but because I've not added an image, and it requires that I have to log in, but I really don't want to log in at this particular moment. So kindly try this. It is something, it's free, it's freely available. You can put an image there, then start adding your labels. You know, you want to put a label, maybe it's a leaf, you want to talk about the leaf and how the leaf is formed and stuff like that. So you get the image, drop it here. Just you need to log in and have it done. So once you get that and you have it, definitely you can add light, and it's a very powerful tool, guys. This is actually a very powerful tool. Yeah, so because I don't know why it's not picking this, but I believe probably let me toggle home and let me see. Yeah, so if you sign in, of course, all your project will be somewhere, and probably you will be able to get to work with this. Great. Let me just leave that one there. I think maybe another tool. I think that one we talked about for editing photos. You will do Pixton. So because maybe you have an image, you want to use it in the learning management system, and you want to have it labeled the way you want. Remember, a label for Form 1 is not the same label for Form 4. So if an image is labeled, like a heart is labeled at Form 1 level, you'll want to just mention the major parts. You're not going to mention every detailed part in that particular scenario. So that is part of the work we are talking about. So ensure you have your things that we've talked about PhET. I think you've seen what PhET is able to do. Pixlr, I think, is the same thing. There's Pixton.com, but then we have Pixlr. I think that's what we were talking about. Then Pixton, what does Pixton do? Pixton, no, sorry. I think I thought about Pixton instead of talking about Pixton. I was talking about Pixlr. Okay, Pixlr, we have seen what it does. And for Pixton, if we can again, maybe we're not going to zoom that. Let me take you to Pixton, which is here. Pixton is for creating comics. This is for languages, for anybody who wants to do something which is a bit engaging, also the learners. So for teachers, if I go in as a teacher, I'll be required to sign in, and I don't want to sign in now. But you can see the kind of thing. You can create cartoons, maybe you want to create a story, like you see, this is what it does. If you want to create a cartoon, you first of all select a character. After selecting your character and any character, any color, you see there are teachers who are already creating stories. They want to create those wonderful little stories for young kids. This is the tool where you can be able to create your story and give it a speech. Like, no, I'll go home in your palace, No, I'll go in your palace. Everything is so fantastic. You give them the kind of face you would want to have. You can customize all this. So you see, it is helping you. You are not going to be you don't have to be an artist to be able to do all the things you're seeing here. So you can create those comic stories. Remember, there are comic stories. And I don't know why nowadays people don't watch a lot of comic stories. I think videos have taken over. But the whole thing is the same. And you create different poses. How do you want somebody to pose? Maybe you want the pose to say thank you. So you create your stories. This is specifically for teachers who are interested in creating very good stories and very good maybe content for that particular level of learning. You have unlimited options. It's called Pixton. So if you get to pixton.com, you will be able to get that, and you are able to learn with it. Great. I think which other tool we'll be looking at shortly is, of course, GeoGESA. As you can see, GeoGESA, and probably let me just pick GeoGESA here and pick it again back to the web browser here. Let's look for GeoGESA. As you see, it's geography, but now you put guess, but now instead of E, you abandon E and then just put GeoGESA. It's like a game for very interactive again. These are tools you can use. We are not saying the others are bad, but we are saying it is always good. So you have to create an account. This one, and again, the accounts, most of them, they are free accounts. Remember, this very free account, and you can always try as much as possible. I think, and the good thing with GeoGESA, you are given. I don't know whether it will insist. I have an account, but I hope. Let me just see whether it can do what happens that students are given a location like this. This is a location that students are given. Okay, when students are given this kind of location, remember, they are able to tell. So they are also, where is this? They'll be able to say, or can you name the geographical features of this particular location? And you can look at it. You see, I'm looking at this. This probably Kenyatta National Hospital, and I'm able to see this wall is where. Where is it? Where do you think this location is? And yes, tell us, where do you think this location is? What are some of the geographical features that you see? And you see, a teacher can use this to ask so many questions, and it is virtually in as much as possible to be able to see the different parts. So as much as we may be tempted to think that offline is the way to go, sometimes it is never. Maybe let me just get something in Africa, and let's get something from, again, maybe from Nairobi. That's Rwanda. So Rwanda. Okay. Next one. Where is this? So what you need, you can go to the map and click where it is. But all in all, where do you think? What are some of the environment features of this? Is it a savanna? Is it a bushland? What is happening? Is it a rural area? What are some of the features you see in the rural area? Is it about rural electrification? You know, all the things you're teaching learners, let them see. That's where GeoJSON is a very good tool also that can be used in such cases, okay? And we can be looking on the other side, behind. So you can look in front and behind, see where you're coming from and where you're going to. And that is how the learners will be able to see. This is also one of the very many good tools that are outside there, and you can really learn a lot. Use them, and I'm saying the moment you use them, always learn to embed them in your learning, so that learning is done in context. Students are not just given websites and links for the sake of it. Students are not given these wonderful tools which are outside there for the sake of it. Use it, bring it, and embed it in your lesson. And you can see a very wonderful biology lesson, and they're getting a GIF or an image from the internet that is really showing how the heart pumps, and how, if the heart is pumping like that, maybe the next thing would be how then does now the blood moves. So the pumping, if you want to teach about the pumping of the blood, you're already done. And this is something we just took and embedded here. Or as you have shown, I think we just talked about, we go to physics class, we were able, for those who are joining us a bit now, you can be able to see the kind of thing we're talking about. In the physics class, probably you have just a simulation. And so the learners are able to learn all this. Great. And I think maybe we've handled that. Yeah, so you can see this is what I was talking about. Maybe you want them to do using Prism, bending light using Prism. So again, switching on the light, and probably, I don't know whether you are going to get which kind of block. If it is this kind of block, what happens? What about if it is this? If I add this, what could happen? If I remove this, how will that light move? Okay, and what could this one be? It's just rotating. Okay, you can see what learners can be able to do. And again, I've said, from the context of the learning management system. Let us not throw these things away. They are very good tools, as we have seen all over. They are very good tools, and they are marvelous to use. So as we are still struggling on return school, keep thinking around what do you think could be happening as we are returning to school. But maybe we may not really go far from this. So kindly make use of these tools. There are millions and millions of tools. I may not be able to capture all of them, but I think I've talked about that. Then I love this other tool, not really a tool, but this website called Edutopia. Edutopia is a very cool website where you can, it's like a benchmark. You can see what teachers are doing around the world. What are they really looking at? What are they really sharing? How do you teach dyslexia and the IQ? You see, there are many things you can learn. How do I create content for learners with this kind of maybe learning disability? I don't know whether, yes, and you can see there's a lot. There's a video you can always watch, the truth about IQ dyslexia myth. Who are there? You know, I usually love this Edutopia. Dyslexia. Children with dyslexia, what do we do with them? And then probably the different topics. How do we integrate project-based learning in our learning? So how do we, there are some of the projects you can be able to see from here. And it is very, very important you learn from various teachers. And even if you want to learn more, again, the same way we're talking about, there's this topic of social and emotional learning, which is very important, especially helping the students through this period of COVID-19. Students are equally very stressed, and it's important you learn something about how can we help these students overcome. There are students who have lost their parents, there are students who have lost their fellow students, there are students who are sick, there are students whose parents are going to lose a lot of jobs. Remember, with this is coming with the recession. And if it's coming with the recession means loss of jobs, people refusing to spend, and therefore if the people don't want to spend, if you are doing a business that possibly is not, which fundamentals or basic commodities, therefore maybe sales will have to go down. Nobody will want to buy a new car very soon, nobody. Nobody will want to buy luxurious, maybe things like chocolate and all this in the supermarket. Nobody. And therefore, you can imagine the impact. So it means those industries will also, nobody want to buy a new house when people refuse to spend due to recession. Those are some of the effects. So you can imagine if a student comes, if one of the learners are coming from such kind of families that are really facing it so difficult. The parents, both of them have been laid off or they are on unpaid leave. How do you deal with such? So it's usually good for teachers to learn some of these tools so that you're able to help the students as they go through this difficult situation as they're moving on. So it's good. I was thinking of getting another tool called Instagrok. Instagrok here is usually a tool for particularly just getting just academic searches. These are just for school, because it's basically if you search for photosynthesis, you'll get it wired in such a way that you're able to get all the aspect of that photosynthesis and stuff like that. But apparently, this website is a bit low. I tried it. I've been trying it because I used to use it long time, but I think with time they are still updating, so you may not be able to get much from it. Great. Now, let me just have your questions, because at least we are almost ended 15 minutes too, and I really didn't want today to take a lot of your time. Kindly let us now start populating. Now that we have done so much, we've learned how to create a lesson. We've also learned how to use different tools. So I guess it's high time now we started our online school just with some of the tools that we've learned. Can we go online in our learning platform and start creating classrooms? We'll be here to support you. You must look for access to this platform. If you get it, then once you are in, you'll be able to log in and start creating your learning content. I know it's becoming tough because at least I'm insisting on not just putting content, but trying to ensure the content you're putting is supporting learning or assessing learning or helping engage and enhance learning. That is what we are talking about. Is it engaging the learner? Is it enhancing or supporting learning? Is it maybe facilitating learning and the learner and the teacher? That is the aspect of what we are looking at in such a particular situation. So let me know those who don't have the login details and tell us. There are people I gave the login details have done quite very minimal with it, and we want to start following up so that we put this up and running. As we move on, we will want to see most of these lessons come into being. Great. I think let us keep pondering on what is really coming up. And I remember yesterday, this is too small, but I want you to, I'm sharing. There are questions. Let me just, lovely. So there are questions I'm seeing here. First question says, David, is it possible to download, probably, let me share this question with all of us so that we are able to, because I don't want to leave others behind. Go ahead, a whiteboard. Let me open a whiteboard so that at least we're able to get this together. Let us just keep asking questions, guys, so that we just answer those questions. Are you aware, as we are moving on with this, there are also other webinars which were arranged at the same time, but what we are happy about is the fact that we set the pace, and now everybody else is now, if they are obliged, they have to follow this. So, David, is it possible to download whatever story is created using Pixton for future use? Yes, it's very possible to download. The only thing you need to do is to sign in and sign out. Or you don't need some of these things. I really usually try to discourage people from downloading, because sometimes when you download, it may be again because you want to upload. So when you upload, it's like you're wasting time. The best is pick to embed. You try to embed or just give a link to where you've done it, so that they still keeping it for you in their store, because the storage now is becoming a very big value as we're speaking now. So it's okay. You can just all these are, there's possibility. Kindly go online and find the skills. I want you people to teach. Let us teach one another. I don't know it all. I think I'm just inspiring guys so that we start learning from somewhere. Yes, somebody says, put it a bit bigger. Hi David, I'm following from Mombasa. Let me just put this away or smaller. So hi David, I'm following from Mombasa. I missed the previous sessions. Assist me to know how to log in, register, and add and access content in the e-learning iLearn platform. Yeah, I think that is good. What you need to do, I think we had shared some form for the teachers. Let me just get to you the link, so that there's a form we shared, and this form, there's a form we shared. Yeah, I think it has already about 70. Let me just pick the form, and I'm sharing the link again here so that we have it. Let me put the link so that we have it here, so that if you just click on that link, it's on the chat session, click on the link and you are able to register, ensuring you give us your subject so that we give you the login details, so that you start trying out your hand on creating online learning content. Okay. Any other questions? Good morning. I found another tool. I think you go. It's talking about. I found another tool called Kolibri, but I think I've told you Kolibri requires a lot of localization or contextualization of its content. If they are not contextualized, then we are not going to work with it. For example, you are not going to you are not going to, you're not also going to look forward to be able to get maybe I think the first quarrel we are having is using Wikipedia as a teaching, as a source of your teaching. You see, that one has always been a big problem because Wikipedia is a true, it's a free tool. And when it's a free tool, everybody can contribute to it. Therefore, the background of the person contributing to it may not be something you can use as a fact to be able to use as a reference. It does not qualify to be as a reference to be used in the classroom. Wikipedias are not qualified, and the government keeps saying, and the Minister of Education has always said, do not use Wikipedia. And you'll find these Wikipedias are not used in the other developed countries as the source. Instead, learners are encouraged to create their own Wikipedia spaces. But here we are using Wikipedia as the only source of information, and we're using it in the classroom as it's like the Bible or the dictionary of the class. That's why our education quality keeps on being a problem. But I think the ministry has talked about it, and I'm very sure because I've been in that particular session where KICD has always defended and said, no. These things which you're looking at as free, in terms of free, their quality is always questionable. Because free and quality don't go hand in hand. Free and quality have never worked hand in hand together. So it can be free, yes, but is it quality? So you go inside and you find the content of Wikipedia, content of Khan Academy, which is some of them are not very relevant to our curriculum, or some are just they're just not done to the standard of the quality that the government would wish we have. So I think something, yes, use them, but with a lot of caution. We are not saying do not use these free tools. Kolibri and even Rachel, they are very good tools, but the problem, again, as I've told you, the people who created them, they created them with the NGO mentality. It's not even NGO, it's just a funny kind of mentality that's a bit misinformed. They think Africa is a country, not knowing Africa is a continent with different cultures, different texts, different ideas, different ways of doing things, and a million ways of doing things, and you can't summarize us into one. And I think that's the problem, that kind of stereotype is what is killing this wonderful effort. And they're doing a very good job. These people, when they start these projects like Kolibri and Rachel, they have a very good intention, they have very good work. The only missing link is they miss out the localization aspect. They don't want to use the teacher in the local. They think this, and then again, us who are receiving this, we give them a wrong impression of what we are. I mean, instead of just saying, this is good, these are very beautiful things, it's a very nice. So why don't you look at it very keenly and see the impact? Look at the content you're dealing with and vis-a-vis what the curriculum requires. Once you look at the two, then you're going to see the difference. But otherwise, if you just move with it. So these people who create these things, they will die to promote this because some of us have approved it. And maybe we have approved it because either we were going to get some money when the project was being launched, so we are part of the allowance we are given so that we write to them very good stories and feedback. So take care of this content, and that's why my law is, or my guide is, let us be empowered to be able to come up with our own content. We can. Africa has the best stories in the world. We have the best characters in the world. We have the best brains in the world. Look at what Ngugi wa Thiong'o has done, even in America. They are the ones who have written the best stories, best literature. But when it comes to content, now our children down here are busy eating content of people who cannot even defeat Ngugi wa Thiong'o when we put them together. You can't defeat such of the right that we have. Africa has got talent, Africa has got content, Africa can develop their own. If there are people with a lot of money that they want to spend and support, let them support teachers to come up with content, but not making content and bringing for teachers to use. And that's the approach I think we are using for IAN, or the IAN school, or the online platform, where we only want teachers to create their own content, and teachers are going to use those content to their students. And ours is to give this platform for free, to be accessed for free. They can access it. We are going to work on it. And the same thing is being done by KICD, although the KICD only has a challenge of working as a government, because again, government always have a lot of challenges, especially bureaucracy, so things may go slow, especially when you want to change something. And that's why we are saying we are going to give that alternative. So that alternative, and remember, we are IAN, and IAN is, as we said, is a network of teachers who are very passionate about teaching using technology. So I think it's good enough. I've managed to answer some of your questions, guys. If I didn't answer them, kindly let me know how we can be able to work. I may not be able to answer all. Motari says, thank you for the answer. Yes, Motari. Keep looking. I love you, Brother Motari, because you keep trying out some things. The curiosity of wanting to learn something, That is what I love so much, because it gives us to have a very big team. When we have a team of specialists or teachers doing something, let me tell you, we are going places. Because soon, Muya will not be here, maybe forever. We'll need another Muya again to come, or another baby. So I think that was a question from Mutari. Is it possible to download whatever story created using Kickstone for the future? I think it is good, and maybe just as an added thing, I may argue maybe another tool like vocabulary. Let me just see, because we talked about vocabulary, but vocabulary. Look at what vocabulary does. So let me just give you that. Vocabulary is a library of songs, videos, and activities for students. So I've decided to do this because last time I saw Brother Motari creating very small videos and nice places so that they use for classes. And you can always look at this tool, Brother Motari. It's a very nice, it can give all kinds of songs, hip hop videos. Students are able to create their own videos using various tools, and you can upload them. So students will create, if they love doing videos, then why don't we allow them to create them and wrap them and have them used in class. But based on a particular theme or a particular topic, if we are talking about, for example, maybe a topic like volcano or volcanic reaction, and again, it's master's code content and standards. So volcanic reaction is what we are talking about. Lesson sequence. Just look at your lesson. If your lesson is about volcanicity or glaciation or something you would want. So, and all those vocabularies or terms associated with your subject matter is what we are trying to do. What we are trying to use a video. So students can create a video using those vocabularies that are used. So it's a way of just repeating what is learned. And remember, you can download and you can embed. I encourage you to embed all this content in a learning space for the learners to be able to learn. Guys, we've done a lot. I didn't really think we're going to do this because I'm seeing people asking for different inputs. Like this is an input we are trying to work on. Safe reopening of school, safety protocol. Remember, the government is asking for people's opinion, the memorandum. So these are some of the ideas that we can always share with them. For instance, what are some of the safe opening? Because the great concern right now is the well-being of students and staff during the COVID. So maybe we have to say all staff and students must have official documents showing that they have been tested of COVID-19 within the 7 days of their first day in school. Every student will be needed to bring medical masks on their first day of school. students will be lining up 1 meter apart on pickup location, especially those who are going to be on transit. Face masks should be worn at all times. All drivers will check. What is the fate of games, for example? Will we be having games anymore? Maybe games will be done with. So these are some of the challenges we are going to have. But again, as usual, technology will solve all this. So thank you guys. I'm so happy guys you attended. We are going to, as usual, record this in 1 hour's time and share so that at least those who missed it should be able to get something out of this. I think I'm happy that we have done it, guys. If you now you leave, you can leave at your own pleasure, but it is good. We did it well. Thank you so much. And any teacher who wants, of course, I think we needed around 20 teachers to continue with some of this training to scale up. Probably I'll be contacting some of you who have been with us all through and finding what can we be able to do together as time goes in this aspect of especially digital literacy, digital education literacy. Let me hope. Can we? Is it possible we can type in the names or the numbers, our telephone numbers, so that I can call you just immediately after this? Then we can find how we can be able to link up so that we create that training team that we really wish so much. We want to empower some of this so that we become a big team, not me alone, but all of us should be able to do something. Kindly put a text your telephone number and I'll be calling you shortly. But I know some of you have their numbers and will also be following, like Montari and the rest. Thank you guys and be blessed. So I'll leave the meeting on. You can continue texting anything you wish, and even more if you have questions and we'll be answering. Thank you. The meeting is still on. I'm the one leaving for another meeting.